All right, y'all. Feels like it's officially summer. You know what I mean? There's like kind of the fake start of summer, but
It's
now
so hot
real
outside
summer.
right now.
Yeah. You're feeling it, aren't you, Hollis? Well,
In a sweater. Hollis is fully in a sweater right now.
It was cold. It was cold this morning. It was chilly. But it got hot.
Happened, bro.
well, listen. I'm going to tell you how to make this the best summer ever. It's the same way to make it the best winter ever. Same way to make it the best spring ever.
Mm-hmm.
Same way to make it the best fall ever, okay? You want to know how?
Tell me more.
You walk with Jesus. Am I right?
Ooh, in every season.
It does.
Every temperature.
Go, Hollis.
Every situation.
Go, Hollis.
TJ, tell him.
Listen, and we want to help you all walk with Jesus. That's why we made these tear pads. A weekly reminder of why to walk with Jesus. And TJ's going to read you one. Go, TJ.
The one who delivers. Walk with the one who delivers. I know y'all need some deliverance, especially you, bro. I know. Me too. Just walk with them.
So, Good News Brand sells those on there. I think it's goodnewsbrandco.com. It's a website. There's also a lot of other fun things. So go there. We love you. We try to make things that will make your life a little bit more simple spiritually and maybe kind of encourage you to live a more spiritual life. So welcome to This is Kingdom, a Good News Brand Co podcast. This is Grace.
This is Talon.
This is TJ.
And this is Hollis.
And this week we're talking about Jesus Christ is not our burden. He is our relief.
And the truth about me is that
I forgot to say bye, Brother Wunderli.
Thank you.
I felt sad that I left that out because it's a great last name.
Bring
so
that
sorry.
back. That's
Now you
so
can
true.
go, Grace.
The thing about me is that I have fallen into the trap of downloading and deleting TikTok over and over and over a million times every week. Okay. I just delete it. I try to
Lots of
turn a new
relapses.
leaf. I relapse over and over and over again. I'm in a relapse right now. It's on my phone.
Still love
I'm
you.
watching. Thank you. And I do want you to know that I saw a TikTok today. And the caption of the TikTok was like, a day in the life of someone in their 20s who actually loves their life. And then it just like went through the most mundane life you've ever seen in your entire life. Like they just like wake up, brush their teeth, make breakfast, drive to work, drive home, go on a run, whatever. All the most normal things you do in a day ever. Except for he was just loving it. Like everything he did, he was acting like it was the best thing he's ever done in his whole entire life. He was like doing like he was like skipping on his run, and he was like singing to ABBA while he was brushing his teeth, and he was like doing a million things. Like he was just so happy throughout all the whole entire part of the video. Like everything he did it as if he was the most happiest person that's ever lived. And I watched that video and I was like, oh, I want a life like that. Like that's so fun to live so happy. Like that's so exciting. And then I thought in my head, I was like, oh, I want to live a life with that much excitement. And then I started thinking, oh, I wonder what my life would look like if I just started like waking up every day and like living it with like one attribute. Like if I woke up every single day and I lived it with so much excitement, or if I like woke up one day and I lived it with so much love, what would happen? And if I woke up one day and I lived it with so much hope, what would happen? And if I woke up one day and I lived it with such enthusiasm or like excitement, whatever, all these things I was like going through and playing, like what would like be different every time I brushed my teeth if I lived it with a different attribute or whatever, all these normal things. And then I listened to this talk by Brother Wunderli, and he talks about walking with Jesus. And I thought about that TikTok, and then I thought about all the things I was thinking, and I was like, you know what? I wonder what my normal average day would look like if I started living it with Jesus. Everything I did, I was doing with Jesus. And I think that a lot of the times on here we talk about like doing all of the spiritual things, and it's like reading your scriptures and going to church and like young men's, young women's, and going on a mission. We talk about like all the spiritual things, and of course we're living with Jesus in those moments. But what I cannot stop thinking about because of this talk is like, what would it look like to live your life, your normal everyday life, all the things you do on an average day? What would it look like if you lived all of those things with Jesus? And I've said this once, I'll say it a million times. You don't need a different life. You need to live your life differently. And so I've just been thinking, how do you actually live your life with Jesus? What does it look like to bring him into your days?
I love that a lot. I feel like living a life with Jesus brings so much purpose in your life. This reminds me of a conversation I was having with Talon right here and my friend Drew. And Talon shared a quote that he recently discovered with us that hit me hard. It hit my friend Drew hard as well. He said, when a man can't find a deep sense of purpose, he distracts himself with pleasure. And after Tal shared that with us, me and Drew, my friend, had this conversation. And my friend was talking about his life in high school and how in high school, he didn't have a huge sense of purpose. He didn't find this huge sense of meaning in his life. So he distracted himself with a lot of pleasure. He turned to a lot of doom scrolling, messing around, pornography. and rebelling in countless ways because he didn't have that sense of purpose, and pleasure was just right there and so attainable. And he talked about how he, as the years went by and has he incorporated Jesus into his life and more of these attributes into his life, more purpose came into his life. And he found that it was so much better, that life became better. Everything was brightened, more purpose, more attributes, more of these things helped improve his life. And that's what a life with Jesus is like. We stop looking to other things and start to look to him. And I feel like when we have that in our life, we can walk with Jesus so much better because he shows us there's more than all these other things that we're distracting ourselves with.
And I didn't think about this till now, but on the topic of purpose, I think something that can really, bring Jesus into your day more and into your life is having big, scary goals for your life. Like having big things that you want to experience and accomplish, and not just thing like outcomes that you want, but the type of person, having a big vision for like the type of person that you want to become. Because when you have a vision and goals that are big and that are scary, that that you can't do alone, that just pushes you to rely on Jesus so hard, And I'm thinking about President Emily Bell Freeman, aka Mama M. And something that she said in a broadcast once is coming to my mind. She said that God is the expert in everything, not just like church stuff, not just spiritual stuff. He's the expert at math. The Holy Ghost is the expert at math. He's the expert in football, the expert in raising a family, the expert in all these things. And so combining those, like having a big vision, big goals that scare you, combined with knowing that Jesus is the expert, just like that really makes me want to, be walking with him and just to bring him into my life more.
With that, just having a lot of thoughts after this. One, my first thought is, I don't think I've ever had to drag myself out of bed on Christmas. You know what I mean? When it's Christmas morning,
Wide awake.
you get up and you go, like you are excited to go see the family, see the gifts, right? See other people open your gifts. Like it's just an exciting day that you don't have to drag yourself out. And it's because there's something in that day that's pulling you. And I've just been thinking of, I think I actually need to do this again in my life, because there's times in the past that I've done this and I haven't done this recently. I'm like, oh, I'm actually missing this. Yes, I think the big scary goals of like something that's going to reach you is so good. And I also think the daily hopes and the daily goals. And what I mean by this is I had a companion that every day we put the word perhaps above our door, and we'd like hit it every day when we walked out, of like, perhaps today God will use us to make a difference for someone. Which, when I think of being a disciple, all a disciple is a difference maker. Like that's what Jesus was. He's the difference maker everywhere he goes. That's what his disciples are. They're people that make a difference. And I remember going out with that perhaps mindset of like, perhaps today, perhaps not, but perhaps today will be the answer to someone's prayer. Or perhaps we're going to say exactly what someone needs to hear that's going to make all the difference. Like perhaps we're going to have a conversation that changes the trajectory of someone's life. Perhaps we're going to interact with someone in a way that makes them feel loved in a way that they haven't felt loved. Just that daily hope of like, perhaps today I will be a difference maker. That makes me want to get out of bed. That makes me want to move. That makes me want to focus. And I think recently I haven't been like focused on that as much. And like, if I were, I would want to get out of bed with that excitement, knowing like I'm walking with Jesus, I've got a purpose, and he could use me to make a difference today.
Well, and I think sometimes we think about walking with Jesus in your everyday life, and you think that means like only listening to like the FSY soundtrack all day long and like only like reading your scriptures for 4 hours. And that is
Some great songs
That's
there.
like perfect. That's perfect. You're perfect to me. You are perfect to me. But I'm guessing that there's some of you, like when you hear like walk with Jesus, you're kind of like, there's a few other people I'd rather walk with instead. And they seem more fun and more exciting. And that seems like it might give me a better life than walking with Jesus. It seems like a way bigger adventure if I walk with this person. It seems like I'll get more successful quicker if I walk with this person. It seems like if I walk with them, I might feel more loved. It'll be a better conversation than if I were to walk with Jesus. I don't necessarily always like to talk about the things that Jesus likes to talk about, but with my friend, we can yap a whole time about all the people that we go to school with. Like that's a way funner walk to me than with Jesus. And I'm just thinking about, as all three of you are talking, I've been thinking about Peter, the disciple. And he had a pretty good life. Like he was a fisherman and he would wake up every single day. And like I've been to the Sea of Galilee. That is like the most beautiful little lake ever that you've ever seen. And it's blue and it's luscious and there's palm trees there. And I would love to wake up every single day and get a little tan on a boat and fish a little and like just like go home and like have a great time. That seems great. That seems like a great life to me. That seems like something I would really honestly want. And he probably could have been happy doing that. And he probably could have been really successful as a fisherman. He probably could have made a really like big impact on the fishing community. He probably could have done some really cool things. And he probably could have been happy and had a good life. And then he started walking with Jesus. And every single day he woke up and he experienced what it looks like to walk with Jesus. And I'm guessing there were nights he went to bed when he was a fisherman that he said, "Oh, it was such a good day today. I'm so glad I did that." And I'm guessing there was also days that he said, "You know what? I do not want to go to work tomorrow. And this is so boring. And this is so dumb. And I do the same thing every single day." And I just like think about Peter when he fell asleep at night after he started walking with Jesus. And I wonder if he went to bed and he was like, "Oh my gosh, like there's no way tomorrow could be better than today. Because today I watched Jesus feed 5,000 people, which is like a couple loaves and a couple fishes. Like that was crazy. Like there's no way tomorrow could be better." And then the next day he wakes up and Jesus shows up there and he sees a paralyzed man like walk and dance for the first time. And I bet Peter thought there's no way tomorrow could be better. And then the next day it's better. And then the next day it's better. And then the next day it's better. And I think that the thing about walking with Jesus is that it makes every part of your life better. It's the most exciting walk you could go on. It's the most loved walk you could ever go on. It's the most thrilling walk you could ever go on. You will see things that you would never have the chance to see without it. You'll be able to be a part of things you could have never been able to be a part of without him. And I just think at the root of it that like there's a lot of people you can choose to walk your life with, and there's a lot of things you could choose to do, but none will give you a better life than walking with Jesus.
What I love about Peter too is he walked with Jesus and did that with Jesus, and then he wasn't physically with Jesus, but he kept walking with Jesus and he kept seeing those miracles after, right? And I just, if anyone's thinking like, "Oh, well, Jesus doesn't take paralyzed people, make them move now," I'm like, I've actually witnessed that. Like I've seen people so stuck in their life. They were in this hole, they were in this spot. They're like, I just can't move. I can't go forward. I don't know where to go. And I've watched God use people to come into their life and to help them all of a sudden find new life and all of a sudden move forward and advance and progress in ways that they never thought they could. Jesus is still performing these miracles, and he's just inviting us to be the ones that walk with him and are a part of that. And honestly, just talking about this, I'm like, yeah, why wouldn't I jump out of bed? Why wouldn't I jump out of bed knowing that I can walk with Jesus? And perhaps that day, not every day, right? But perhaps that day, he'll use me and he'll let me witness that and he'll let me see those kinds of miracles. That's what he's inviting us to do when he invites us to walk with him.
So the challenge this week is going to be walk with Jesus. Now, here's what I mean by that. I want you to choose a day this week that you have a little bit of extra time. I don't want you to be in a hurry. I don't want you to fit this into your schedule. I want to build your schedule around this. I want you to have a lot of time. I don't want you to be stressed about how fast you have to walk. And I want you to go on an actual physical walk. I don't want you to bring your phone. I don't want you to bring headphones. I don't want you to go with someone else. I want you to go all by yourself safely on a walk. And don't time it. Don't be stressed about getting home. And I want you to spend that entire walk in prayer with Jesus. I want you to be praying, and I want you to ask for a vision of the life you could have if you walked every day with Jesus. What do you need to do? What do you need to start doing? How do you need to change your daily habits? What could you do differently? What could you do better? Spend that entire walk planning what your life would look like if you walked with Jesus. And by the time you get home, I hope you have some ideas of what that really looks like. So find a time to walk.
Let's go.
There is no problem too big, God cannot solve it. And there is no mountain too tall, he cannot move it. There is no storm too dark, God cannot calm it. There is no sorrow too deep, he cannot soothe it. If he carried the weight of the world upon his shoulders, I know my brother that he will carry you. If he carried the weight of the world upon his shoulders, I know my sister that he will carry you. He said, "Come unto me, all who are weary, and I will give you rest, and I will give you rest."
Follow along with our challenge on Instagram this week, and we'll see you next week.